Hello all, as Compose reached version 1.0 and you keep seeing JetBrains pushing it for the desktop and for the web, I thought it was a good idea to create a set of videos where we're going to build an application that's going to target Android, desktop and the web. And of course, everything will be done using Kotlin multi-platform, so stay tuned. Let's open Android Studio and create a new project. In this case, we're going to select empty compose activity because all the UI is going to be compose and give it a cool name. I'm going to call it Unsplash and you'll see on the next episodes why. Click on finish and the project will synchronize. And once it's done, just click on compile and run the application and you'll see how it looks on your Android device or on the emulator. As you can see, it's just a text over a screen that says Hello Android. Let's switch from Android to project to change its view, and as you can see, app contains all our Android code, the tests, the main activity, the resource, everything. So let's start by copy pasting and call it desktop app since we want to create a desktop application. As you can see, it's the same file that you had before. So it's now time to rename app because we're creating here several apps, and let's call it instead Android app. As you can see, now we have Android app and desktop app, but we needed to add it to the project. So let's update settings.gradle and update app to Android app and add desktop app. In order for these changes to take place, you need to click on synchronize, and after a while you'll see that the package name have been updated, and now you can see Android app and desktop app at bold. So you're seeing that now they belong to your project. It's now time to update settings.gradle, and instead of using dependency resolution management, we should use plugin management. And let's add Gradle plugin portal and of course remove gcenter that's already deprecated. Instead, we're going to add this Maven URL that allows us to download the Compose for desktop. Once done, just click on synchronize. It's now time to update the build.gradle file from the project and add a couple more repositories here. So we're going to add a Gradle plugin portal and a couple of Maven links where Kotlin needs to fetch its dependencies. Once done, just copy these repositories that you've just added, and let's add a new section called All Projects. We want these repositories to be easily accessible from all projects of Unsplash. The project will now synchronize, and of course we're going to take advantage of being editing this video, and I'm going to fast forward throughout the building process. Once it finishes, go over the desktop app, and it's time to update the build.gradle file. So let's remove all the Android code. Let's update the plugins to have the Kotlin multi-platform plugin and the Compose plugin. And now if you click on synchronize, you're going to see an error. This happens because we've declared all the plugins, but we are not adding any platform. We are not defining anything. So we need to do it. So let's start by declaring Kotlin, the Kotlin section, and say that we're going to target the JVM. So now we have a target. Let's also add a source sets for JVM main. all the libraries that we're going to use. In this case, we're just going to use the compose one. And of course, we also need to define the compose for desktop. So it requires a main class. In this case, I'm just going to call it main. And remember that currently our main class calls main activity, so we'll need to update this later on. And also let's define which distributions we want to release our desktop application. Don't forget to add a package name. In this case, I'm going to give the same one as the name of our application and splash and define the version. So let's start with 100. It's synchronized, and after the project synchronized, we're going to see an error. This happens because we're not having autocomplete here, but we're missing importing target format. So we need to import it manually. This happens a couple of times when we are adding new targets. Sometimes we have a cache and the Android Studio doesn't understand that we're building a different project. We will see later on that most of the times I need to invalidate cache in order to have the autocomplete and the auto imports. Once again, let's synchronize the project just to guarantee that everything is going to be fetched and it's working fine. As you can see, it takes a while. In this case, it took me almost 5 minutes to have everything ready. Now, all the dependencies have been fetched, and there are a couple of changes that we need to do on desktop app. For instance, I've mentioned main activity, also mentioned JVM main. Let's start by removing the files that we don't need. For instance, the Android test, the test and Android manifest. And now rename the main folder to JVM main. We're targeting JVM, so this makes sense. We're also going to rename Java to Kotlin because all of our code is Kotlin, and of course we love Kotlin. And finally, rename main activity to main.kt, so everything that is here corresponds to the build.gradle file. If you now try to build a project, it will take you once again a bit of time, but you're going to see a couple of errors. This happens because we're still using Android code on main.kt. So let's start by updating this class. So we no longer want a main activity and we want a main function, and we're going to define the application code. This is a bit different than it is on Android. We're not going to use the set content view. Instead, we're going to use window. Once again, we're defining the title for that window, its state, and we're going to say that we want it to be occupy maximum size. We're going to use it then splash theme, and on top of it we're going to use desktop theme. This comes with the libraries, and we just want to have that feel of being a desktop application. Here we're going to call the greeting function and just hoping it says hello desktop. Let's hit compile and really fast forward all the building process. And as you can see, once again the build failed. I wanted to show that the build was going to fail because we didn't automatically import anything. We still have reference to the Android OS, but we didn't show any message that we need to import the remember Windows state and all of this. This happens because Android Studio once again keeps some cache, and when you take because this sometimes happens because Android Studio kept a cache here and it was unable to recognize this file as a file for the desktop app. So the best solution here is try to remove the build folders and the Gradle folder, just hoping that synchronizing the project will fix everything. And no, it's still not recognizing exit application, Windows state, remember Windows state, nothing. So we go to the more drastic solution, go to File, Invalidate Caches and restart, and hopefully on the next launch everything will be fine. It's synchronizing, still synchronizing, still synchronizing, indexing, and it's on. Now it recognizes that we're missing this import, we're importing things that belong to the Android. So let's just click on Alt Enter and import all of these functions. I want you to show you all of these steps because most of the times removing the build folders fix everything. But since we were renaming classes, it was necessary to just invalidate all the caches that Android Studio had for this project, and hopefully on the next synchronization it was able to detect that this is a desktop application and it shouldn't use an Android library. Otherwise, importing these functions at end would be crazy and take you a lot of time. So we don't need this preview, so we're just going to remove it, and let's see if third time's the charm, and let's compile the project. So building successful, it's everything that I wanted to hear. So let's really run the application. Just call desktop and change build to run. The project is being built. Give me a drum roll. And it compiled. Hello desktop. Everything is working fine. The screen it's black because it's following my color scheme, so I'm using a dark mode, it automatically switched to dark. This is the advantage of using desktop theme. And that's it. This is the first episode of Compose and Kotlin Multiplatform. I hope to see you on the next one. As always, you can ask me any question on Twitter. Feel free to reach me at cfonsmota. And here is my YouTuber moment. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. See you next time.